What's up? Good morning, everybody. How's it going? It's still really, really chilly in North Carolina. It's cold. I hate cold winters. It's just not my thing. How's everybody doing? It's a bright Tuesday morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Andrew. Good morning, Wynn. Good morning, Jay. Good morning, Joe. Good morning, Joseph. Lots of people's initials start with J today. All right, cool. It was turning out to be a really cute day with a pretty decent gap down, but it's not. I mean, the market seems to have recovered somewhat off it. Right at one point, the futures were down 100 points, and it was just kind of looking interesting. I do have a really, really, really good favorite ticker today that I think we're going to solely focus on, and hopefully we get some trades in it. So yeah, let's give everybody a minute or so to join, and then we'll get this party started. YouTube land, if you guys have any tickers that you'd like me to take a look at, as you can see, my list is quite big. I do have a lot of tickers to look at today, so definitely push them in, and I will try to get to it as soon as possible. Good morning, Daniel from YouTube. All right. Okay, cool. So obviously, my favorite ticker today has to be Tesla. I do have another one also, but we will look at Tesla first, and then we'll take a look at anything else. This, my friends, Tesla's been flirting with the 230 range for so long. And we all know, just as a general rule, let me just make sure there's no moving averages along the way, because I know Tesla's got a lot of it. Just below the 100. So we have room on the weekly. Let's go check out the daily. The daily, we're on the 50 right now. So we are at a little bit of support, but currently gapping down below the 50. So I still like this gap down a lot. So moving averages are not really in the way. We do have a daily 50, but I feel like we can take that over. This is a lot of consolidation to essentially an inside candle, indecisive candle with a gap down. We're also breaking a trend line here and fulfilling a 10 EMA, I guess. So, I really like this bear play. I'm going to keep an eye out for this. This has to be my favorite ticker for today. So, I'm going to look for shorts, maybe right at open, or if there is a 10 EMA play, I will look for shorts there. But definitely looking to go short on Tesla today. Target would be somewhere around the gap fill area, although I do know Tesla could go down a lot lower. So I'm not really, we'll just have to trail and move targets along that way. All right, another favorite gap. I have a comment. Lauren says NEO. Let's go look at NEO, and then we'll go look at another favorite gap that I have. NEO. Ooh, that's a beautiful gap. What's the news? Surprising Q3 results. Okay, cool. Awesome. Yeah, like this gap, it's breaking out of consolidation. Also, lots of indecision candles. I feel like at the top and the bottom, we normally see a lot of indecision candles. And then the market precisely will make a move in one direction or the other and will have a follow through. That's when I know a new trend started. Like if you want to check out that scenario, check out PLTR. Just right at the bottom, lots of indecision candles. All right, okay. I like this gap up, Lauren. I think, well, I don't know if we're gonna come back. We might pull back a little bit, depending. I mean, if the broader markets pull back, because the broader markets are looking a little bit dippity right now. So if they dip, then this might pull back a little bit. But otherwise, I think it's just gonna take off. Let's just look at the weekly chart. Yeah, it's at a great support with decreasing volume. I like it for a long today. The question is, where do you get in, right? Like, do you get in at the gap fill, or do you get in right at open? And I feel like there would have to be a 10 EMA set up here and then take it that way. All right. Okay. So my next favorite gap is Eli Lilly. This my friends, is just, I mean, it's not a gap, but you know, if you want to add an alert and look to go short below here, I 100% agree. I did something similar to this in NVIDIA, and I'll show you exactly how well that worked out. But this is a daily 10 EMA setup with a trend line break, just like Tesla, what we're expecting today. I'm not sure if Tesla is going to provide us that, but I really like the trend line breaks with the 10 EMA setups. So if you want to mark, you know, or if you want to do like a stop limit sell order, then you could do that below here and see if you can get a fill. I really, really, really like this setup. So I will either get filled today or tomorrow if this thing goes lower. That's what I have in mind. Speaking of NVIDIA, let's go check out NVIDIA. I happen to have gotten really lucky with this. So let's go through this. So on this day, there was the 10 EMA setup that I got filled on. So right here, well, when we went a little bit lower, I had walked away and I came back and I said, I should have gotten filled. So I just market entered, and at that time it was at 480. So I got filled on my short at 480 and my target was 467, which was achieved within the next 2 days. But I decided to stay in a little bit longer, considering this is a wave 3 probably, or even that ABC move. So I decided to stay in a little bit longer, and believe it or not, I'm still in there. I was hoping to make a little bit more than $300, and now I'm up about 700 something right now. I only did it with 25 shares. So that goes to show, you know, you do it with minimal amount, even with a small account. You know, it only took $3,000 of my real money, and the rest was margin money, right? So, I mean, even with a smaller account, you can make larger returns if you catch it in the right time. So, yeah, I just wanted to show you guys that. Now, as far as a day trade's concerned, I'm not as excited about NVIDIA as I am about AMD. So let's go to AMD and we'll come back to NVIDIA also. But AMD also has that 10 EMA setup that would have gotten filled yesterday. But today also you will have that chance to get filled at 118 if you want to. Okay, cool. But it's, you know, even if you're thinking it's the retest of this double bottom or the retest of this trend line, I feel like we've got lots of room to go down. So, you know, retest of this double bottom is about 111. And I kind of, I mean, even on a weekly level, I kind of like AMD for a pullback. So today I'm looking for a bigger pullback on this. Guys, give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Just 1 second. I'm so sorry about that. All right. I'm so sorry about that. We had somebody at the door and I wasn't expecting anybody, and that was just kind of odd. But anyways, so yeah, AMD still got room to go much, much, much lower. And I feel like this would be a better bear play than NVIDIA today. So if I'm looking to day trade, I would like this guy a lot more. I mean, obviously the best case scenario is that we have a bear move on Tesla, and that would be really cool. That'd be really neat. So, but aside from that, there are a couple of sweet little gaps that I would also like to take a look at, GitLab. I don't know if you guys know about this company, but this is a pretty cool gap up. I really, really, really love all of this consolidation. There are a couple ways to look at this. Inverse head and shoulder. I think everybody can spot that here. We are closing above, well, we're opening above this big bear volume, right? And today, finally, we're gapping up above that. There is a beautiful cup and handle. So lots of bull move potential here. I really like this. I know exactly what this company does. Now I do, but yeah, it's, you know, it's pretty decent gap up. I really like this for a bullish momentum. At open, I will look for a little bit of profit taking. I'm not expecting a whole lot. So my priority obviously is Tesla, and then we come take a look at GTLB and see where that goes. I'm looking for it to pull back a little tiny bit and then continue bullish. But yeah, swing trade, you know, if you want to do that, or if you want to do day trade on it, bullish is the way to go today. I really, really, really like this gap up. So let's move this up. This would obviously be in the bullish direction. So in my bull basket, Tesla is in the bear basket. We'll see. All right, let's go check out AAPL for Lord. Apple, I feel like, is about to make all-time highs very soon here. I like this gap up. Essentially, it's a gap and go, right? So we're supposed to trade it bullish. Apple, I also think, is in its wave 5 right now off of this short move. So yes, a move up, continuation, sure. If the markets decide to go bullish, yes, I could see it. I don't see anything bearish about this chart at all. I mean, there's nothing that stands out that says you need to go short this thing at all. So yeah, bullish is the only way to go. I like this gap and go. I like where Apple's opening. And you know, as far as RSI is concerned, it's a little bit high, but we do have room to go a little bit higher. So we'll see. Let's go check out Snow. Our elf is named Snow. Snowflake, actually. All right. Let me see something on the weekly chart. Okay. So this looks a lot like GitLab, except the other things breaking out, right? And this is not a perfect inverse head and shoulders, but not really an enticing gap. I don't know. Whenever something gets too far away from its 10 EMA, I start to worry. So I would be looking for some sort of a pullback. This is a pretty big indecision volume at resistance. So maybe it's an indication. These two candles don't really say much to me right now. 186.55. You know, what I would do is set up an alert below this candle and see if we take it out at open, right? And see if we can pull back to the 10 EMA. That's what I would aim for. I'm not sure if we might get continuation. I mean, we could write it bullish also. You know, we take this level out, I think it could go much, much higher. So you just have to patiently wait and see which direction we take out first. That would be the only way I'd play it. I mean, it does look like we're trying to go bullish, but I could make a clean bear case scenario also. So yeah, that's what I have to say about it. We talked about Eli Lilly. Take-Two Technology is a pretty decent gap down. This is a pretty beautiful gap and go, right? I could call this a gap and go because technically it could have been a hammer, right? So it's a doji, but it could have been a hammer. So I like this gap down. If the markets move bearish, I feel like this is the one to look at. So I'll move this up also along with Tesla, and then we'll leave GitLab and Apple for bullish scenarios. And oh yeah, there is CVS. CVS has some good forecasts. So it's, you know, good quarter four or 24 outlook. Okay, cool. So we have this gap up. We're gapping up above all of this resistance, and I feel like we can continue higher. I like this double bottom. I like this trend line break. Let's see where. Let me see if I can draw this. So I like this trend line break. We could continue higher. I like where it's at. Let's see if we can make a move up higher today. I'm going to be keeping an eye out for a bull move continuation today. A little bit of a dip right at open and then continue bullish. So I will move this up. Get lap. Okay. And then last but not the least, Lulu. I think this got downgraded today. Yeah, downgrades. But really, guys, I mean, this is Lululemon is like my food, Jeremy's food stocks. You know, he just has a rule not to short them. That's how I feel too. I just, you can't short Lululemon. I know so many friends. I myself am a big fan. I know so many people who would just go berserk. And they're always coming out with new things. Like now they're selling refurbished Lululemon clothing and all of that. It's just, it's not a company you want to go short on, although this is a beautiful setup. So if you want to go short below 452, that's the only way I would go short, by the way. Then sure, be my guest, find a way. It's just, it's like the most longest company. I mean, the most bullish company on the block. And I hate shorting it. So that's just, but it does have a downgrade and it does have a catalyst. So in case this thing wants to move down, sure, let's see if it does. All right. Good morning, Marie. Marie says buy puts on SPY or wait for retracement. Let's see. We have not looked at SPY and the Qs in general today. So SPY is a pretty decent gap and go. I mean, and the Qs look like they're dying to fill that gap, right? So I thought it would have been filled yesterday. I did not expect us to close in a hammer today. So, I mean, you know, hammer yesterday, but we're looking for a pullback for sure. On SPY, I would buy puts. Yeah, today I would do that. On the Qs, I feel like yesterday was maybe today. If we take out this hammer, obviously today is the day. So yeah, and then I would aim for first profit taking at 378 and then a move continue lower. But yeah, I mean, they're extended, sure. If you look at the weekly chart on the Qs, I mean, you know, after a move this big, I feel like we deserve a little bit of a pullback, a touchdown to the 10 EMA at least, and then continue higher. So I'm talking like something like this, maybe. You know, just we made a giant move. We need a pullback. That's what we're looking for. So if you look at the weekly chart, yeah, makes sense to do that. Daily also, I don't think we're gonna have like a really big dip. I think we're gonna have a slight pullback and maybe a continuation. But for now, at least, we're looking for a pullback. SPY especially. So SPY, I like this the way it's setting up, this gap and go. Again, could we use this as support and bounce off? Sure, why not? Yeah, we could, but there is ginormous support at 453, 454. Let's be fair. So, you know, if that open, it gives us a 10 EMA setup, Marie, then I feel like we could continue lower, at least down to the 20 EMA, which is 448. So that's a pretty decent move down. And then if we take this out, then obviously 441. But I don't think we're about to drop 10 points on SPY today. Or 14 points on SPY today. So yeah, but a pullback, definitely. I feel like we could come down to 448 today. Another thing I wanted to look at was Netflix, you guys. So if you're not following Netflix, I mean, it's made a pretty big, ginormous move. And if we're gonna bounce on this double bottom, now is the chance, or this 10 EMA is the chance. We take this out. Oh, boy, was this a bull trap? I don't know. I don't really know how low Netflix can go, but if we don't bounce here at this double bottom of 400 is definitely, I guess, predictable. It would be this trend line touch. I guess we could fix it. And then another trend line down here, probably. So it could come down to here, the 400 level. I could see that. So definitely keeping an eye out for Netflix. For a day trade, I feel like it's extended in the bearish direction. I don't know if it's going to have continuation, but it is a gap down. It is a serious gap down. If the markets decide to go bullish today, maybe we could have a bullish momentum. But it's definitely not my favoriteest gap down. It's so gap down. So yeah, we'll see. I mean, if I had to pick my favorite gap down, it's gotta be Tesla. And it's gotta be everybody's gap down today. I mean, just look at this. So much consolidation, and we could make a move lower for sure. So I really, really, really like this gap down. So definitely watching this at open. All right. We've got 10 more minutes. What other tickers do you guys want to take a look at? Marie says it's a double top. Let's on SPY. Yeah. Yep. So, well, this definitely, yeah. So it is a double. I mean, it's at resistance to say the least, right? I mean, you can't deny that. So, and SPY also has, this is only like the 16th green week. So maybe we come back down a little bit more. Coin and IONQ. Let's look at IONQ first. It's an electronic technology. It's cute. I would look for a bullish momentum to the upside. But who asked me about this? Let me see. It's David. All right, David. But I would love it even more. I mean, the fact that we're kind of sort of not respecting this head and shoulders and not rolling over tells me that there's much more bullish momentum. I would love it even more above 16 for a new high. For a day trade today, if we open or take out this candle, look for a touchdown of the 10 EMA. Don't expect it to do anything super bearish, ultra bearish, or you could set an alert, over here and say when this touches, you go long. But long is the way to go. It looks like it's not respecting the head and shoulders that it had earlier. So there's two ways to look at this, right? Like head and shoulders failed it, or we're retesting a little too much in it. I don't know which way it's going, but the way I'm looking at it, it looks bullish to me right now. So yeah, that's what I would expect. That's exactly how I would play it for today. Either set an alert below here down to the 10 EMA, or set an alert at the 10 EMA, look to go long from there. All right, coin. Speaking of coin, how is crypto doing? I know Dogecoin is looking very breakouty. Ooh, coin with a decent. Is this an all-time? No, it's not. What? Why do we not know about this? It's a pretty cute gap down. At least down to the gap fill, I like it a lot. We could see continuation. So, well, I mean, the only way I would play it bearish is if we take out 137.68 first. Okay. And then do like a 10 EMA setup, and then I would play it bearish. Now, coin is something that we would have to watch on a 1 minute chart rather than a 3, because I feel like it's going to make its move in the very first few seconds. So I'm going to watch this guy for a bear move. GTLB for a fade. Lawrence, yes, we looked at GTLB. So I want to go bullish on it. I don't really want to go bearish on it. So I'm hoping for some sort of a pullback because, if you're looking at this on a weekly chart, daily chart, whatever, we're clearing extreme resistance. So yes, there are profitable buyers, but if you were a buyer, let's say on this day, are you getting out today of your entire position? I wouldn't, because I know it can continue a lot higher. So, it's breaking out. So I wouldn't really exit all of I would take profits, but I wouldn't really exit my whole entire position. So if I could see it, a lot of others could see it. And so I feel like a little bit of a dip right at open, and then look for a bear trap or a bullish 10 EMA. But I like GitLab for a bullish continuation, maybe around 58-ish. Yeah. Oh, shoot. All right, guys. Jay Linder just brought up a very important point. He said, don't forget you have PMI numbers at 9:45 and JOLTS numbers at 10 o'clock. So 10 a.m. Eastern, which will be in about 30 minutes of our trading session, right? So if you are taking trades, just be careful. Just have a bias. For example, I have a bearish bias on this. I mean, bullish bias on this. I have a bearish bias on Tesla. So if Tesla, let's say, starts to do something bullish by 9:45, I would look for bear setups. So, and don't get FOMO. These numbers will move the markets around, but we will get continuation. We will get our plays. So don't be in a trade just because you have to be in a trade. There's no hurrying this. But we talked about majority of the tickers, and majority of them, I feel like they're all looking good. They all have a different setup that we can take. And we'll see which one works out. I like take two for a bearish continuation. It keeps dipping. I like the fact that we're opening below the 20 EMA also. Well, now we're above, but 150 is definitely achievable. I think we can go a little bit lower too. This is a pretty decent gap and go. I like AMD. I don't know why I have the dip here. We're not really looking at Amazon. Let's check out Amazon. Amazon with a cute gap down. This could also continue bearish. So let's look out for bear momentum on Amazon also. Bearish below, obviously, this hammer, bullish above this hammer, but it looks like we could just continue bearish today. So let's see where this goes. It would be nice if the 9:45 PMI numbers are bullish, and then the JOLTS numbers make the markets go bearish. It would be nice. It's a lot of wishing, but hey, I'm just leaving it up to the universe. See if that works out. That could be cute. SPY's looking kind of cute. The Qs are looking cute. If you are a futures trader, I like where we're going on futures. Let's look at the hourly real quick. So on the hourly, 15,700, and the next spot is 15,500. And I will put a resistance line up here. So for today, if we take this guy out, I feel like this would be a good target. If we take this cluster out, this would be a good target to the downside. So as you can see, it's beneficial for us to go bullish because we'd have more risk to reward. But I don't think the markets want to go bullish. They're not really setting up for that. So we'll see. Yeah. But these are my levels on the Qs. And we will see where they want to go. All right, YouTube, it is time to say goodbye. I will see you guys next Tuesday. Oh, wait up. There's one more ticker that somebody wants to look at, VLD. Let's check that out before we have to say goodbye. Right. Not much of a gap. I mean, it's opening right here. So nothing really. I'd be really interested in VLD bullish if it took out this little cluster. I mean, if it took out $1.17. But other than that, nothing really that I am looking at. All right, guys, it is truly time for me to say goodbye. As much as I want to hang out with you, I do have to say goodbye.